Have you ever been excited to create something new, only to be stopped in your tracks by a confusing error message? If you're trying to build a haiku generator in Kotlin and facing an initialization issue, you're in the right place. Let's unravel this together. I totally get it. That moment when you see variable first-line array must be initialized can be really frustrating. You're not alone in this. Many developers encounter similar issues when working with arrays in Kotlin. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user reached out saying, I am making a haiku generator in Kotlin, but I'm getting a weird error about initializing my first-line array. Sound familiar? If you're facing this, let's explore the solution together. So, what's going on here? In Kotlin, when you declare a variable without initializing it, the compiler expects you to provide a value before you use it. This is a common pitfall, especially for those new to the language. Let's break it down. And stick around. I have a great tip at the end that will help you avoid similar issues in the future. To resolve the issue with the variable first-line array not being initialized, the user needs to properly initialize the array before using it in the code. This can be done by defining its size and the type of elements it will hold. Next, the user should ensure that the loop condition is correct. The current condition checks if syllables remaining is less than 0, which will never execute. Instead, it should check while syllables remaining is greater than 0. Now, inside the loop, the user needs to decrement syllables remaining appropriately. This will ensure that the loop eventually terminates. The user should subtract from syllables remaining after adding a word to first-line array. Finally, the user should make sure that the loop correctly fills in the first-line array with random one-syllable words. The loop should iterate the correct number of times based on syllables remaining. Fun fact, did you know that the word haiku means playful verse in Japanese? So let's make sure your code plays nicely too. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by a user suggests that you need to initialize the array before using it. They offer 3 different ways to do this. Let's take a moment to review another user's answer. An alternative approach to initializing arrays in Kotlin is to use the array of nulls function. This creates an array of a specified size filled with null values. You can also initialize an array with a specific size and a default value using the array constructor. For example, you can create an array with a string format for each index. Lastly, you can directly initialize an array with specific values using the array of function, which creates an array with the given elements. That's it for that response. Let's explore another one. An alternative approach provided by a user involves reading input values to initialize an array. They suggest using a scanner to get the desired length of the array and then populating it with integer values from user input. Here's the tip I promised. Always initialize your variables when you declare them. This simple habit can save you from a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. With these adjustments, your haiku generator should be up and running smoothly. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more coding tips and tricks. Happy coding!